small metal stand underneath the window next to the chair. In the corner, the general cigar stand. He smoked 15 to 20 cigars every day. There's also a statue on a round table called the Council of War, done by John Rogers. Features Grant, Lincoln, and then Secretary of War Edwin Stanton. All right, I'm going to open the door, let you walk by the library, and then into the parlor where we'll continue. Dude, take a look at
looks like I have weed all over my. Look at weed all over. Oh, look at this. I'm taking cigarettes. I'm taking a video of this. Oh my god. Oh my god. What? It's so funny in this.
All right, this is the formal parlor. This one would have been set aside for entertaining special friends and guests. On the day after his election, November 4th, 1868, the Grants held a reception in this room. Hundreds of their friends came through here to wish him well and offer him their congratulations. All of the furniture and accessories in this room are indeed original, except for the piano. If you look at the chairs and sofas, you notice a couple of things. First of all, they're much lower to the ground than we're used to. Folks back then were just a lot shorter than we are today. The black material is a combination of horsehair and silk. In those days, they would weave the horse's mane and tail with silk into this material they used for upholstery. It's incredibly durable, but terribly uncomfortable. All of these pieces were redone with that material in the 1950s. Now, the most important chair in the room is the green one right there. That was Ulysses' very favorite chair. He liked that chair so much, he insisted that it go with them to the White House. And it was there through both terms of his presidency. Now, when that second term was done, the Grants left on a 2.5-year-long world tour. They visited over 30 different countries, spending time with rulers and authorities and receiving gifts. For example, the red vases on the fireplace mantel were given to the Grants by the King of Bulgaria. Now, his picture over top the fireplace is an original. It was done at the end of that 2-year tour in Sacramento, California. He's 57 years of age. Ulysses was 5'8", a little above average for the guys of his day. He weighed between 135 and 140 pounds. On that world tour, he gained 50 pounds. When the tour was over, the Grants came back to Galena for a short time, and they took off again. This time they went to Cuba and Mexico. While in Mexico, they were given the landscape paintings done by well-known Mexican artist Jose Velasco. The piano was an 1868 Chickering and not the one that the Grants owned. Theirs was an 1865 Chickering, and we have no idea what happened to that piano. We do know this one is a virtual copy of the one that they owned, and that both Julia and their daughter Nellie love to play. Any questions so far, gang? Alrighty, we're going to move on into the dining room. Evelyn will explain the dining room to you.
Original. The china on the table was designed by Mrs. Grant and ordered by Mrs. Grant from the Haviland China Company. The occasion for that was her daughter's wedding. Nellie was married during the second term of the presidency in the White House. It was said to be the event of the century, but she was their only daughter. This china was used at her wedding breakfast. She was 18. The silverware, silver serving pieces on the table and again around the room, purchased by the Grants, used in the White House, returned here. The little dessert plate on the signboard, that's a replica of the official Grant White House china. A replica simply because any administration's official china is always the property of the White House and the federal government. In the center above the signboard, a portrait of the Grant family. Now, they had 4 children, 3 sons, 1 daughter. Here on the left are his parents, Jesse and Hannah Grant. They were from Ohio, the farmers, the leather tanners, and they were abolitionists. On the opposite side are the Dents, Julia's parents, Frederick and Ellen. They were all pretty much the opposite of the Grants. They lived in the St. Louis, Missouri area and had a huge estate, over 1,000 acres, and they were slaveholders. Needless to say, the Grants were not at all happy. In fact, they refused to attend their son's wedding over that issue. They did come to know and love and accept Julia into the family, but it was rather a rocky start, and the 2 fathers never did get along. That's Julia above the fireplace. She was from that wealthy family, but unusual for a woman from anywhere, she was also educated. Also unusual for her to have that much of a full face-forward image of herself. She had a weak eye, sometimes called the lazy eye, and it did move around. Never had it repaired, even though the technology came along later in her life. She was the first president's wife to be called First Lady. She was actually called First Lady of the Land by the Congressional Quarterly Journal. It was later shortened to just First Lady for each president's wife thereafter. She was a good friend of Susan B. Anthony, Elizabeth Cady Stanton, and was a supporter of women during that suffrage movement. The carved teakwood table here and bronze urn, purely decorative, but it was a gift to Mrs. Grant on that world tour, and it was from the citizens of Yokohama, Japan. Now, the next part of your tour is going to take you upstairs. You will see 4 bedrooms, 1 for each one of the Grant children, and then the bedroom and dressing room of the Grants. There will be a little placard in front of each one of those rooms that gives you just a real brief biography of what they did with their lives and where they ended up. You will not see any servant quarters in this house. The Grants did not live here all the time. When they were coming back to Galena, whether it was going to be a few days or a few weeks or a few months that they planned to stay, they would have contacted a caretaker. That caretaker would then have arranged for day help. Probably people who lived right around here close. There's also no running water in this house. During the day, they used an outhouse or a privy on the back property. At night, chamber pots underneath all the beds upstairs. Bowls and pitchers for hygiene, although that wasn't very important in those days either. Now, the stairway that goes up, it's circular. It's not bad, but watch your step. We'll kind of make a circle of the bedrooms, and then the rear stairway will bring you down just outside this door. It is like most rear stairways in old houses. It is steeper, it's narrower, and the handrail is even lower. Watch yourself. Be careful. When you do get to the bottom, before you go into the kitchen, look over to your left. It will give you that other view into the back side of the library that they probably told about. A nicer view, I think. Any questions? Whenever you're ready, you can go upstairs. Turned out to be a nice day. We get rid of the gnats and the mosquitoes. Yeah. They came out bad yesterday. designed. I don't know, but it was built for a city clerk by the name of Alexander Jackson. Now, when you leave, there's a blueprint out there in that exhibit area. I think that's probably got his name on it. Okay. Right through here, buddy. This is the copper line bathtub. Can we move down and make a couple rows so we can get everybody in? And stop right here and lean over that rail a little bit and look back through this doorway. You can see the original copper line bathtub. Did you see it back there? Okay. Now, there was no running water in this house. Rainwater was collected in a cistern. It was brought in buckets, heated on the stove, and the tub was filled, typically on Saturday night for church on Sunday. It was a once-a-week bath whether you needed it or not. Father got the first bath, and then mother, and then the eldest of the children, all the way down to the youngest. They all used the same water because it was a tremendous amount of work. That's where the old saying came from, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. In 1911, we had a storm here, listed as a tornado. It did a tremendous amount of damage to the rear part of this home. So these two rooms, the kitchen and the pantry, were rebuilt and refurnished of the time, but not of the Grants. This is called a dry zinc. Dry, it has no pump. Their drinking water came from a community well at the bottom of it. It was warm, the water stayed warmer longer. These are kitchen gadgets that were very popular at the time. Cherry pitter, apple peeler. A little hand mixer or egg beater. Scissor action here works the gears that turns that wire whip. The stove is called a step or a half stove. Not that much cooking service. The oven is small, but the firebox is really small. It was hard to maintain temperature in this stove because every time you open that door to put another piece of wood in, you also lost your heat. Monday was wash day. Tuesday was the ironing day. So we have our samples of irons here. The two on the left are called sad or flat irons. They're heavy, 6 to 8 pounds a piece, and they don't hold their heat very long. So when you were using one, you'd have several on here heating because you constantly had to switch those to keep a hot iron. The curved one there on the end by the lamp, that one is called a fluting iron. Both pieces are hot and your material goes in between there. That top is rocked back and forth to get the material down in those little grooves. That's how you made ruffles. And ruffles were very popular for collars and cuffs. Our pantry, typical for a house this size, fresh provisions brought in as needed when the Grants were here. The top two shelves are called Galena pottery, a type of pottery that was made locally between 1843 and 1893. And it gets that orange color from the amount of iron that was in the clay. Store. Public restrooms, also an exhibit area. Exhibits on presidential pets, presidential replica china patterns. A copy of that original blueprint, and that will have the fellow who designed this house, should have his name on it. The next building, as you go up the hill, it's white in the front, red in the back. It's a recreation of a general store from the 1800s. And out this way, if you haven't been out here yet, that is Julia's statue. one of only 5 first ladies in the U.S. to have her own statue unveiled in 2006 and made possible by private donations. Any questions?